So we're back.
Yes, we are still here. We have a myriad of topics to kind of discuss.
Yeah, we wanted to break it up so people could digest things.
Yeah. I didn't want to put it all in one long drawn out piece.
Right.
But Malcolm is still poking the bear.
Okay, so this topic we've been I guess hinting at for the past couple months on our podcast, right?
Right.
We talked about Dr. Umar's school for black boys. When the first time we actually just outright said something about it was during when LeBron opened up his school.
Right.
And people were trying to discredit LeBron because he worked with the state to open the school, and then they were talking about like this is why we need schools like Umar's school, and then we kind of went in on, I guess, the idea around that school is a great idea, but logistically why it wouldn't work.
Right.
Not why it wouldn't work because it's a black man running it.
And it had nothing
to do with that. But and then fast forward to I guess the end of 2018 when he said he was gonna have a school to open.
Announcement,
January 1st. Mm-hmm. That came and went. And then he actually made his announcement a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And we actually watched it.
Absolutely.
We actually watched it. So I have my thoughts. What are your thoughts on it?
First of all, I want to say this. Dr. Umar is not a scammer. Dr. Umar is not scamming the people for money. I want to be clear when I say that because I see everybody has their opinions on this and that. He's not purposely scamming or intentionally scamming the people. I want to make something very clear. You can have respect for somebody and still not agree with one or two principles. Right? I think Dr. Umar is brilliant. I think he knows what the fuck he's talking about when he talks about young black men in particular. I believe his credentials. I believe he wouldn't hurt a hair on a young black kid's head. I believe he generally loves black children. And I believe as an orator, he has the ability to articulate our situation better than anybody I've heard in modern day times. I want to be clear with that because I've been called the hater of Dr. Umar, and I would never hate on another black man who I feel that passionate about, right? But I disagree with his principles on building a school. Now, that doesn't make me a hater of Dr. Umar. I love Minister Farrakhan. I love the Nation of Islam. I love what they stand for. I love the way they clean up young black men and women and give them purpose. But I do not want to join the Nation of Islam. Does that make me a hater of the Nation of Islam? No, that's just not my thing. You follow? So I have to say that up top because Dr. Umar is a polarizing figure. Mm-hmm. And he's so polarizing, and what he stands for is so real that a lot of people cannot separate his principles of the man with the mission. You follow what I'm saying? See, the man and the mission can be two different things. Right? A lot of people love Malcolm, but when he broke from the Nation of Islam and had another mission, I love Malcolm, but that mission, right? And they weren't labeled haters, it's just, So when I think about Dr. Umar and all he stands for and what he wants to do for these children, I never doubted. But when I started hearing about the school and how he was attempting to go about it, my logistics, I said, that just doesn't make sense.
And I remember we were watching one of his radio interviews, and this is like before he announced that he had the school, and we were just like, I get why he has such a cult following.
Absolutely.
We totally, he ran out like 6 points. I'm like, I agree with that.
I agree with that.
That's facts.
95% of the shit he talk about,
exactly.
I agree with it. The 5% is the school. I don't agree with it.
And I'm just like,
I don't, because it doesn't make sense. I'm going to get to the latest shit. All right? And then I'm going to give you what I think is going on, and people just going to have to deal with it. All right? It's physically impossible and financially impossible in the next 6 months for you to hire construction workers, engineers, electricians, carpenters, people who do security work, graphics designers, embroiderers, website people, nurses, people who make food, all of this shit, and you need $1 million? Wait a minute. That is physically fucking impossible. But his followers, because they love him so much, they're riding. They poked their chests out a couple of weeks ago. See, we told you he's got the school. Yeah, but it came. Did you see the stipulations that it came with?
Right, they ignored that.
They ignored that.
Ignored it, yeah.
Because cognitive dissonance.
It's not only white people.
It's not only white people.
Yeah.
Right? And when you hear him speak and you hear his passion and all of that, you're there. Right?
Right.
This is my prognosis. Right? I do not think he's scamming the people. I think the nigga is crazy. No. I think the psychologist needs a psychiatrist. Because this shit only exists in his head movies. Right?
Yeah.
This shit is fantastic. And I never see nobody around him. I don't see a 150-page dossier breakdown of the game plan where other people can, cross-check.
It sounds like when he talks about what the school's gonna have, it sounds like he's just freestyling. Like,
but that's my point.
Yeah.
In his mind, see, I don't want y'all to think I'm being funny here. I'm dead ass serious. Mental health. See, we got a thing that think mental health mean you stupid. Hell no. There are brilliant people with mental issues. His ego has elevated him beyond reality that he lives in. This nigga is not crazy. He crazy. Quiet as kept. And let me tell you what did it for me. I was listening to his live, and he said, brothers and sisters. You know, he say shit 3 times. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters. After this school is built, I will become the most dangerous man in the world. And I'm going to need guards of Garvey, an elite tactical team to follow me. When the nigga said that shit, I said, wait a minute. Hold on. And he said it with such a straight face that it clicked to me. He believes that shit. In this nigga's head movies, and I love Dr. Umar. Dr. Umar, I'm pretty sure you can get my number from anybody in the conscious community. Because this is not a personal attack on you. This is my psychoanalysis of what I see. That shit exists only in your head movies. And because there's nobody around you giving you checks and balances and keeping you grounded in reality, you actually think. This is what I mean. He's not trying to scam the people. This ain't about hustling a little money. He, in his mind, believes that shit. Those of us who have common sense or who are grounded in reality know that is physically fucking impossible. I got a nephew named Preston Martin, this month, nephew. He's a Lego guru. He couldn't build that shit with Legos in 6 fucking months. If I said, look, Preston, give me 4 buildings, give me a gym, put some cameras around it, give me a nurse's doc. Uncle Wayne, you know I go to school, right? He couldn't do that shit with fucking Legos, right? So his mind, and see, that's the mind is so powerful. If it's not checked, it's brilliant. It will take. And another thing, every time somebody asks him a question, his answers are, "We're gonna teach them agriculture. We taking them to Africa. They're gonna be Orishas. They're gonna be initiates. We're gonna teach them how to hunt. We're gonna teach. We creating a space program." His shit is so straight face that he's not conning you. Con don't work that way. He literally he's in his own world. He said he's the King Kong of consciousness. When you say stuff like that, or that you are, so you mean to tell me you don't have a tactical team in place already? You don't have the guards of Garvey. You are the most dangerous man in 6 months. And you're gonna take applications and shit? You're gonna be like, all right, nigga, no karate. Okay, he can be on the tactical. How the fuck is that even possible? The very people you hire are gonna be the people that turn around and bust you in your fucking head. Are you kidding me? And then the Nation of Islam even called in and said, "Your brother, when you touch down, if you need help, we got you." No, you can help me here, but I'm gonna need my own security team. You ain't got that in place. That's some shit you create in your mind.
Right.
When I come around, you see Farrakhan? That ain't nothing. Farrakhan, work with 150 people, right? That ain't nothing. The president got, security 10 blocks out. No, I'm the most dangerous man in America. That triggered something for me. And it made me realize he actually believes that. I don't even think he has a website, right? I would even respect him more, right? If he said, brothers and sisters, August 19th of 2020.
I heard he did throw that date out there.
Okay, or 2021.
Yeah.
And then on the website it was countdown. What about all the kids who's supposed to be accepted already? By this point, if you're talking August 2019, these kids should already have their acceptance letters.
Right.
Welcome, congratulations, you've made it into the Marcus Garvey School of, whatever. Parents, this is what you bring. And the kids could be photo ops online. Yeah, I got in. Yeah. No, you mean you're going to do all of this shit, get the $1 million you need, which is no money.
At all, no.
Right? That's no money for what you're talking. Yeah. And just whisk the kids into the building? It's not humanly possible, right? If he stressed it out and had niggas like on the website, photo ops drilling, he's coming by in his hard hat, tapping niggas on the shoulder, or the famous blueprint shot, he's sitting around with the hard pointing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Blueprint shots, because this is what has to happen in the real world. Construction workers got to come through carrying lumber, cement got to be dumped. Electricians gotta pull.
Up to code.
It's gotta be up to code on all of this.
It has to be an accredited place so kids can legally.
Absolutely.
Be there.
So, you have none of that. You have none of that.
One thing that his followers would say is, well, he wants to be an independent school. My response is, if you want to be an independent school that has no state interference, then that means you're taking tuition.
Right. So you mean these poor kids who don't have a father, who suffer from ADHD and all of this, who's going to pay that? Who paying the tuition?
Right.
That $1 million? Are you kidding? You can't even keep the building running for $1 million.
Not even for a year.
You know what I'm saying? With electricians, this, that, security, it's impossible. Right? So we know that this is not humanly possible. Right? But in his mind, his fucking head movies, it does. And he really is standing on that, and that leads me to say that perhaps he has some mental issues.
Because I was also thinking to myself, like, because a lot of people are throwing the scammer word around. I'm like, you can't be that brazen.
Right, that's my point. That is a brazen scam, and he don't. Again, this is for the people who love Umar, and I'm one of them. He never came across to me as a scammer. To me, he never came across to me as somebody who was just trying to get a few dollars and this ever. He came across to me as a leading scholar, the leading voice on what's going on with black teens in America and this and that, and school system and this and that, and somebody who I can rely on for that information, and I still would. It's just that when we start talking about this school and what this school is going to represent, and he had the audacity to say, if you do not have a natural, you can't work there, right? I'll come and cut your hair off myself. That is called discrimination 101. That means they're going to send somebody to the school with all the credentials to teach and all the qualifications with a blonde, or perm, and you deny them on the claim of that. You know what they're going to do? They're going to sue you dumbass, immediately. The Fed's gonna send somebody up there for that shit, right? Or
Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mass, man, it's time to rob. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms.
Send a white person up there and sue you on racial discrimination. It is the easiest fucking lawsuit to prove. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all starting to fucking give me a headache. Y'all starting to bother me. Even the most staunchest Umar fans, y'all got to start laying this shit out. Put that shit on a piece of paper. All that shit I said he need, and put 6 months out. And tell me that it's humanly possible.
It was not even 6 months out. A long time out.
That shit is a long time out. He would have been better off long stroking y'all. Giving y'all a 5. That's why I said it's not a scam. If he had originally laid out a 5-year plan, he know, damn, I got 5 years to hustle the people. You know what I'm saying? And I could be milking money for 5 years, doing, around the country. That's why I don't think it's a scam. I think in his mind, he thinks that this is fucking possible. And for you to think that, that means you are living mentally in the 5th dimension where things happen instantaneously. We still in the 3rd dimension. And the 3rd dimension, it takes time for people to lay cement, drill shit, saw shit, wires, walk around the building, get it up to code, interview people, this shit in real time. So you living mentally in another reality, right? And I know mental illness when I fucking see it. Doesn't mean I don't love you. I love Kanye West, but he has mental illness issues, right? Dr. Umar, you heard it here first. Y'all can shut me down because I know how the troll nation get. Keep in mind, I said I love and respect Dr. Umar, and you can see it in my face. I'm not bullshitting. I'm not trolling. I respect him as a psychologist and his vision. He has a mental illness. If he truly thinks that that is going to ride in 6 months' time. And me and Malcolm said if that shit does happen, we will be out there in Delaware with book bags, pencils, supplies, hats, anything. And I'm so confident it ain't gonna happen, I know I ain't going. And that's the truth for the matter, brothers and sisters. Those who suffer from cognitive dissonance or feel you abandoning Dr. Umar because you're abandoning the school, you are not. It is not mutually exclusive. You can say, I love Dr. Umar. I love what he stands for, because that's an idea.
Right.
That's like Dane Dash with the boss talk, is an idea. So that you can feel independent and be empowered. But in the real world, Dane Dash just showed you what the fuck, how much value that idea had. You understand?
Right.
Or how long it takes to work to be independent of everything. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're learning in real time. Admire these people. Take the idea. Let it inspire you. But do not give your life on that. Do not put your life on him having that school up to par in that capacity in 6 months. March, April, May, June, July, August. 6 months. No.
I also want to know what. I worked in the school system, right? In the actual I worked in external affairs and actual administrative bills.
Right.
I know ins and outs of actual how schools work.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know what will this school change in America though?
Nothing.
But if it's in Delaware, not even just pinpoint. If it was in New York, what would the school change?
Nothing.
For black people in America.
Nothing, because it is first of all, he'd be better off opening an online school.
That was my idea.
Okay, so
I really felt
because at least online school, the principles that he believes in could be taught by him himself, pre-recorded, whatever. Get parents and families involved
from everywhere.
And watch this. When I donate $250 to the online school, that's my registration to sign my family up.
Boom.
You're telling me I live in Mississippi. You want me to send you $5,000 for a school in Delaware that my kids will never go to, and I will never benefit from those kids? Black people don't operate like that. We need to see our money got to be good on the wood, right? That's just how we operate, right? And that's just how we are. So that's not going to happen. You know what I mean? I'm not going to send you my... But if you tell me it's an online curriculum that says, okay, this will help my kids immediately benefit from the expertise of what you're teaching about our kids, I'm in. Let's start the online program. Right. And that online shit is where it's about a brick and mortar.
Yeah, because if you think... a lot of people distrust the school system anyway. Right, so a lot of people are begging to take their kids out.
Absolutely, but they need a reason to, and they need somebody who they can trust. Can I trust Dr. Umar? This is what I want you, brothers and sisters, to do. Just remove the school. Let Dr. Umar's principles and who he is stand on his own, and I believe they will. If you trust him as a psychologist and what he has to stand for, let that be his living legacy. Don't let this school tear down his legacy, because I don't think he's scamming people. I think he has a mental illness that makes him think he is greater than who he is, or he can pull off. Because then it's, I'm going to build schools all around this country. What? You think these devils gonna allow that to happen? And some of the shit he's talking, flying the kids to Africa, turning them into fucking initiates and shit. All of that shit sounds too good to be true. All of that shit sounds. And who's paying for this? Who's paying? Right. The parents? You know, it would take. I've seen white kids, because our partner Derek Bell. You know, he gets kids into boarding schools. These shits be $75,000 a year. Yeah. To go to a decent boarding school, which just boards your kids, and you know what I'm saying, housing, $75,000, $80,000 a year. It'd be $250,000 for the 4-year plan. You want black people to give you $250,000, and they ain't even doing all that shit you talking. No. They get a trip here and there. Most of their shit is on the campus. So you teaching people agriculture, cooking, warrior tactics, Orishas, all kind of shit. Who's paying for that? So brothers and sisters, in closing, do not misconstrue my message. I'm not up here trolling or saying that this is not a great attribute to our community. I'm talking about Dr. Umar. But that shit he's talking only exists in his head movies. It is impossible. I think he needs to go get a psychiatric evaluation. I'm gonna say it again. He needs to go get a psychiatric evaluation, or come clean and say it was one of the greatest fucking scams that ever existed. And that's, I'm willing to lay my life on that shit. By August 19th, if he do all that shit, this nigga is the greatest revolutionary the world has ever seen. If he builds one school on August 19th, he is the greatest revolutionary who ever lived. You heard it here first. It's Black Dot. These are my chronicles. This is my story, and I'm sticking to it. Peace. Make sure you subscribe to what we do.
Yeah, and that's a nice sweater too.
Oh yeah. You can get that on urbanx.nyc. You definitely can get that.
On sale.
On sale, $28. $28. You can get that. Facts.